Alright, welcome to this video where I'll be showing you how to add a changelog to your website, especially if it's running Next.js. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I use a new feature from WISP, which is a content management system, to create custom content called changelog, and actually displaying it on my own website over here. So if you go to WISP and navigate down here to changelog, this is a rather new feature where I just kind of like backdate like everything back a year ago on like what are some of the changes that has been added in, and moving forward I'll be using this to announce like the latest updates for basically WISP. Right, so as you can see, it's one of the latest updates is this thing called custom content field, and that is the feature that we are using today to actually update the changelogs here on my website. So to give you an overview, right, so a changelog is something that you can add to like SaaS softwares, to talk about like what are some of the recent change, and usually it's stated to show people that you have been shipping new things, and also to keep them up to date on what are some of the latest that's happening on your software. So this changelog is actually powered by WISP's content management system. Behind the scene is actually this content manager, and there is a type called changelog that I've created, and basically from here I can have a new thing. Let's say video announcement. I'm going to delete this, right? So new video dropped. Video on how to create a changelog in your Next.js website using WISP, for instance, right? I'm just going to leave that there. New video, right? And I'm going to publish it today. And just like that, if I'm heading to my WISP, there you go. You can see like this is added right now. Okay, so you can see it's very easy for me to manage my blog, my website over here, and if I want to remove it, I'm just going to do that here. Okay, and this is how it looks like right now. It's in beta, so go ahead and try it if you want to. Right, so coming back to this, I'm going to show you what is the code that you can use to actually put this changelog in there. So first up, let's take a look at my path over here at /changelog, right? So this is my page here, the standard import, the SEO, metadata, and everything. But actually, if you look at the code, it's really simple, right? It's just a page, and I'm adding in a title section here that shows changelog and list of changes and updates made to CMS, which is just right up here. And below it is actually this timeline component that actually has the timeline item, right? And then you can see I'm rendering the content as the changelog. So the WISP feature is here, right? Where all I wanted to do is to capture the changelog content type, which is actually defined here. So when I create content type here, the slug is changelog. So I'm fetching all my changelog and displaying it over here. So I'm going to paste the code later in a blog post so that you can actually copy some of these things if you want to take that. To show you the timeline component, right? So I'm using mostly ShadcnUI's component for my website, and timeline is actually not an official ShadcnUI component yet, right? How I got that is I basically search for ShadcnUI timeline component, and there's a few options. There's one that looks rather decent, that looks like this, okay, and another one that looks like this, right? This is actually the one that I've used and I liked it, so I'm using this version over here. So what I did was that I actually copied the code from this file. If you scroll down, there's actually only one file under, just remove this, put this aside. There you go, under UI. This is the file that you would like to copy. I'll also provide the code as a sample from the site. So this is actually a suggested component to be merged into ShadcnUI, but as you can see at the moment where the video is being filmed, it's still just a pull request and not yet being merged into ShadcnUI main. So if you like to use it, then basically you have to copy it into your file. So what I did is that I've actually copied the content into my UI folder, UI component folder, and using it directly from there. Right, so the usage is really simple. You just use timeline position left, and then add in a key, heading, and so on, and that's how I render like all these things over here. So to show you around like how to even create what this custom component is, I'm going to show you what happens when you go to WISP. So when you head over to WISP, and if you have nothing, for instance, I'm going to show you what happens when you have nothing. So this is another block, right? So when you have no content type, right, you will be shown this page when you click on Content Manager. Click on Content Type, and that will bring you to a table over here that tells you that, oh, you can actually create a new type of content, right? And that's what you want to do. I'm going to switch back to WISP again, right? So over there, what you want to do is to click on Add New Content Type, and over here just type changelog, right? And changelog, and you'll be asked to insert new fields. So that's where you think about like, okay, what would I like to have inside here? So first up, probably the title, right? And the title is a text area. So the type over here actually is the type of content or the object type that is going to be stored in the database, right? So depends on what you want for a title. It's just going to be text. The ID is actually the key that is going to be returned, that is going to be storing this this object over here, right? And we want to make this required, okay? And from there, you know, you just keep adding. So let's say content is, we are going to use like rich text. So this is actually going to return like this section of it, right? So this will actually render the our editor to actually do it, and you click on save, right? So I'm not saving that now because I already have the changelog objects. So once you do, you can head over to content management, and you can see that you have a new type of object called changelog, and that's where you can actually click on changelog, and there you will have the title, the changelog, and in this case, because it is in Markdown, right? I can just just type in Markdown, right? Or I can use the rich text editor, right? So over here, there are some multi-select for a feature that I want to release where I allow people to toggle what are some of the major releases out there. So the slug is a unique code, unique string to actually fetch that specific content type only, and of course you would like to publish it, and we have been through this. So what happens when you have created this? An API is actually going to be created for you to fetch your new content. So I'm going to head over to the documentations over here, head over to Content API, and head over to Custom Content Type. That's where you can see basically I can list all the content that is on my this CMS here, right? Of course, you would need your setup instruction, which is the block ID or team ID over there, right? So you use that, fill it in here, and then the content type slug is actually what you have used in the setting. So this is the one that you want to fetch, okay? So I'm going to show you an example of how that might look like. Just close this. So it is a GET request, and let's say I call that. This is the one that fetches my content changelog, right? So you can see it actually matches whatever that's on here. So new custom content field, new custom content fields, right? The changelog is in here, right? And then there's the author, that's the image of me if I want to put that in, right? And then another major release custom content type. So this actually returns you in the API format. And if you are using Next.js or other kind of like JS framework, you probably want the JS SDK, right? Because this will actually allow you, right? This is actually the code that is required for you to fetch the content type, right? All you need to do is to write your changelogs. Of course, you need to initialize your WISP project, the client, right, which is done in another file, And that's actually all the code that you need. So I'll be posting all the code in a blog post so that you can copy them if you would like to add a similar changelog to your website. Okay, and that is it. So before we end the video, maybe I'll tell you why I'm so excited about Content Manager, right? So Content Manager actually allows you to add different kind of content to your website, and that means that you can actually do a lot of dynamic components where your developers no longer is the bottleneck to adding and changing those things, right? Give you an idea of like what else you can build with custom content type. Something you could do is actually directories, right? So if let's say you like to build a directory of, let's say, Next.js templates, let's say starter templates, something like this, right? Where you're just listing templates, right? You can actually build it using WISP now, right? If you want to add events to your website showing you what are some of the new talks, workshop, or webinars for your website, you can do that now, right? And if you're selling products or e-commerce, you can actually list some of this product or even link Stripe so that they can check out your product. For those of you who are building your own personal portfolio project, besides blog right now, you can actually add in portfolio projects, right? Or for companies, you can add in team members and staff. In the about page, you can also manage like testimonials and FAQs on your website using like the custom content type. And because custom content type lets you specify what kind of fields you want to be on it, you can really go crazy and add anything that you like, right? And if there's certain fields that you think you need and it's not currently present, do hold your horses. I'm adding more types of fields as we speak, right? So that's it. I hope you're excited about like the whole custom content type, and you also know how to build your own changelog right now.